Greetings, my friends. This is Maerlande. Let's go back to tactical briefing. I know it's been a while, but stuff happens and it's been summer. So, going on with turn number 44, the turn after the end of Vanheim's capital and Vanheim has gone AI. You could say that things are pretty basic. I've got lots of hunting. You can see that I'm roughing about 150 slaves a turn, and I am hunting in my capital. And other than that, a little bit of action between Soramatia and Kalem, and Soramatia and Helheim. So I think we just kind of peruse the overall map and the overall layout of things. Abyssia got some good gains during the attack on Vanheim. I did most of it and got most of it. You can see that I'm moving troops around for a reorganization, moving some more hunters to new locations, grabbing some thrones that I've already grabbed, and overall, it's really quite a quiet turn for me. I'm just preparing for what's going to be the next stage of trying to conquer the world. Gotta love conquering the world. So I'm not going to intervene between the Helheim Soramatia and teeny itty bits of Kalem left. Let's just look at statistics and the score graphs. So Kalem is basically done. Imagine Kalem has a single fort, yeah, and a trivial amount of troops, so Soramatia's got Kalem all bottled up. And I don't think there's really anything more to say about turn 44. Let's just keep moving on, go on to the next turn, turn number 45, and see what the next phase is. Now, you have to remember, this is over a year ago since I played this game, so you have to kind of assume that it's going to take me and you a little bit of figuring to get going at what's happening. Well, I see that Abyssia has decided to put some heat on Helheim, and that may give me some options. A little bit of random events, nothing too much. Again, continuing the hunting. Let's take a look at what I'm doing with research. So I've got kind of a core selection of basic balanced research going. Gonna grab some enchantment. I didn't have any critical targets at this point, so there wasn't a lot of reason to make a rush for anything. Now, clearly, once you've got your sort of core, Mictlan is extremely well served by blood magic. I've got some Jaguar Toads coming up. You know, you get one per cast, a little bit of Jaguar Fiends, and I'm still finishing off the tidbits of searching. And that's about it. So, really, it's a very, very basic situation right now, just repairing infrastructure, preparing for whoever is going to turn out to be my next critical opponent. I know, having, remembered this, that who it's going to be, but I'll leave that until it actually occurs. One obvious target is Abyssia, or take advantage of Soramatia while he's busy playing around, finishing off Kalem and things like that. But sometimes your intentions and how it actually works out don't have the same. You have to hang on to the option to switch gears in the middle and shift your strategy. So, since there's so little to say about this turn, let's just open up one more turn, and this may be quite a short video. So we're going to look at turn 46. Getting a whole bunch of the enchantment done. Again, touch of sight searching. So, Helheim is running around with some thugs. Let's just take a look at one of Helheim's thugs and see what he's doing for thugging it up with a Van Jarl. Van Jarls are good thugs, very inexpensive to put on the gear and get prepped. So let's find him and take a look. Okay, he's running with a Firebrand. He didn't bother with the magic shield, just sticking with the shield that's included. I'd give him a little bit of reinvigoration with the Girdle of Might. The strength always helps a bit, but it's not critical with something like a Firebrand where your main killing is happening from the area of effect. Let's just see how he does taking out some province defense. He tossed up a blessing. It's been a long time since I checked. What's his blessing? Oh, very expensive one. Fire 4, Earth 9, and Nature 9, and Astral 4. Boy, that is one heck of an expensive bless. He put a lot of points into that. I think it's safe to say, though, that there isn't really any fight here. He's tossed up Mist Form, and he should be charging ahead momentarily, and this will just end faster than you could say tickety-boo. Yep, that's it. Kaboom. Okay, so we haven't learned a heck of a lot. Now we know his bless. Here's a bit more of a fight. Again, another sort of the same thing. What about this one? Okay. Abyssia is going straight at Helheim with a monster stack of burning ones and things. And I think it's safe to say, well, that's a very simplistic bit of tactics or scripting. Just stuff them all in a great big pile, toss up Divine Bless, and go. And his losses are probably insignificant. His worst problem is they're just slow. Well, I don't really feel like spending a whole bunch of time reviewing this battle. It's obvious how it's going to turn out. A hostile mage discovered the astral cord of one of my magi. Uh-oh. Well, that's kind of too bad. I guess I tossed up, astral, not astral window, but the cheaper one. Where are we here? Alteration? No, those are enchantment spells. Or thaumaturgy spells. Astral, hit S for astral. Astral window. No, there's the astral window is safe. There's the other one. I just can't remember where the heck it is sitting. Maybe it's in evocation. Arcane probing. Right, arcane probing is the one that's risky where you can... no, not arcane probing. Again, I'm making a mistake here. There it is. Astral projection. This is the one where your cord can be severed and you can go feeble mind. Now, I can't remember if by this point in time I've tossed up any global enchantments. Well, I have Mother Oak up. And clearly, and I remember this now that I'm getting back into the groove, the plan now is to get ready to toss up Gift of Health. I have a Nature 9 Pretender, so it's very easy to get up Gift of Health. But it's going to take me a bit of time to get all these, get enough Nature Gems to do it. With the Oak up, it's not going to take very long. And I've got a nice stockpile of slaves. So you can also see I'm tossing some Jaguar Fiends, Ocelottles, building up my army of flying chew 'em up sacred fort busters, and not a whole heck of a lot else. Not moving any armies into position, just leave them in their fortifications, keep the option using the good old Mictlan slaves to do patrolling, and lots of blood hunting. You can see my scouts sneaking around, going off and picking up slaves. So it's very just basic. I think that's covered enough for that turn. So let's do one more turn in today's video and just kind of 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do turn 47. Move on to that. So now our enchantment is sitting at level 4. Still want to go a little farther. We're targeting for level 6 for Gift of Health. And on top of that, you can see I'm grabbing the odd bit of additional site searching, places where I've missed. I like to be as efficient as I can with site searching. So rather than just blanket, try to target things. Again, another big army from Abyssia going at Helheim. And Helheim is counterattacking. So it's hard to say who's going to do well here. And I haven't made... Oh, and there we go. I misspoke. Looking on it, I've made a decision that now it's my turn to make some moves. And I'm going to take advantage of kind of this funny split in the middle of Abyssia's territory and go after Helheim. So if you grab the Y key here, that's a pretty substantial formation. Got a Divine Blessing. Nothing too much else happening. Some Wooden Warriors. It's always nice to toss on a little protection. If I was fighting Abyssia, Wooden Warriors would give a Malice to fire resistance. Wouldn't be a great option. But I'm not expecting to fight Abyssia. I'm expecting to fight Helheim. And so that won't hurt. And that is particularly, let's see where these guys are located. Okay. They're lined right up behind the Jags. And that hopefully will toss the Jaguars up to the 10, maybe 11 protection. Yeah, Furs and Leathercap is 7. So they'll have a 10 natural by using Wooden Warriors. Gives them bark skin. And I think that's going to be pretty darn straightforward. Go back to messages for a moment. Unexpected event. Nothing too much. And lots of blood slaves. So I'm sitting on a moderate stockpile of blood slaves, but clearly I spent some less this turn. Lots of Jaguar Fiends. That's where. 5 casts of Jaguar Fiends. And let's just have a quick look. It's been a while. Just take a look at Jaguar Fiends. How many do I get? I get 3 per cast. So it does use up quite a bit of slaves. Average cost of just over 4 each. 4 blood slaves though, that's not terribly expensive. Compare that to things like devils. 7 each. It's a heck of a price. And I still haven't decided to make a move in the water. I think in my view, I'm waiting, if I remember correctly from the thinking process I did ages ago, I'm waiting until I have a chance to summon something very, very dominant. Amber clans are a pain to deal with. And there's no real rush. It would be worth maybe a touch of gold. But right now it's a nice buffer. It keeps anybody from harassing me in the water. And just looking at statistics, where we're sitting, I'm in a nice position. No complaints there. Helheim was a bit ahead, but you can tell that from my move I've decided I'm going to take out the number 1 player in the game, rather than worry about killing or eating another small player. It's always a decision you have to make. Are you going to try to compete for the top position, or you want to try to grow yourself at the expense of some weaker player? Sometimes the growing of the weaker is quick, but you might make a mistake and be overcommitted, and then get smacked by the lead player who goes, aha, he's tied up, let's get him. You see my gem income is excellent, and that doesn't even include my slave income. My research is a bit behind, but it's catching up, and it will do. My dominion's great, but I've got lots of priests out sacrificing. And my army size, well, that's very dominant. Now, a lot of that are those crappy Mictlan slaves. So hopefully this video, we've covered 4 turns. That's a lot, but it's a quiet time. And I'm going to try to speed up my videos and just hit highlights now. I've covered most of the basics over the many turns that we've been doing this. For those who remember, you can find my uploaded turn files on my Google Drive. I'll make sure the link is updated. And I'm hoping to get a couple more videos done this week. It's back to school for the kids, so I don't have to worry about competing with the noise around the house. Goodbye, my friends. Take care.